After 530 days, Nintendo finally gave the community what they've been waiting for. That's right, a Nintendo Direct with no extra words attached. But with such a long wait, was this presentation worth it, and what does it mean for Nintendo going forward? Without further ado, let's get started. Hey there, I'm Carno. Before we begin, I want to make a couple things clear. If you came into this video expecting me to rant about how bad the Direct was, or maybe completely defend it, then you'll probably be disappointed. What I aim to do in this video is discuss why people are divided on the subject, and of course give my own opinions as well. One more thing, I'm going to assume this isn't the first video about the subject you've seen, so I'll do my best to keep the summary brief. Okay, so now that all that's out of the way, let's go. Right off the bat, we begin with the reveal that Pyra and Mythra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are in Smash. We weren't even one trailer in, and already we had a problem. To a lot of people, not only were these characters from a game from 2017, but they were yet another anime sword fighter. Now, personally, I don't really care. Yeah, it's a pretty fair critique that most of the game's roster uses the same weapon, but as someone who plays Smash fairly casually, at least they look fairly unique. But I can certainly see where fans are coming from. After all, I think a lot of people expected that the Fighters Passes would give us unique fighters, so when they showed us a character with a similar playstyle to characters in the base game, people felt kinda similarly to when Byleth was announced. On the whole though, I'm pretty sure this minor controversy will blow over pretty quickly, especially if the last two fighters add something new. Anyway, next we got a few highlights. Fall Guys, pretty awesome to see it coming to Switch, as it seems really at home on the platform. But I'm pretty sure that timed exclusivity deal means that by the time it arrives on Switch, it'll be even more dead than it is now. Next up, Outer Wilds. I've heard about this game, but I don't know much about it, so I couldn't really get hyped. So I'll just say it looks neat, which actually means I don't really care, but I'm sure somebody does. Famicom Detective Club games are next, and I find it really cool how they essentially remade Japan-only Famicom games. The art style reminds me a lot of Ace Attorney. After that, we got Samurai Warriors 5. And considering I didn't even know Samurai Warriors 1 through 4 existed, I honestly don't care. Legend of Mana and Monster Hunter Rise. They look neat. Following all that, Nintendo unveiled Mario Golf Super Rush. Now, I never grew up with this series, but I did pick up Toadstool Tour on the GameCube a few years back, and I've enjoyed what I've played. And it looks like there'll be quite a few modes and features here, which is pretty promising. It's obviously developed by the same team as Tennis Aces, and even running on the same engine. And as someone who tried that game but never ended up buying it, I'm already feeling more inclined to pick it up. Speed Golf looks like it'll be pretty fun, and Story Mode looks like the icing on the cake. My main hope here though is that we get at least a few more modes, and the story mode is decently long. Overall, a solid reveal, and to me it was the most exciting thing so far. Okay, next we got some more ports. Honestly, nothing interesting, so let's just skip forward to the good stuff. No More Heroes 3 is coming in August, and considering how long we've known about this thing, I'm glad we're finally getting a release date, even if it's a while ahead. Anyone remember Neon White? Yeah, me neither. But now we gotta get into the real meat and potatoes here, the game that's sure to give Animal Crossing a run for its money. DC Superhero Girls Teen Power. Now all you Smash and Mario fans, sit down, you've had your moment. Right here is a refined experience for only the most distinguished gamers. And I can't wait to give this a glowing review and recommendation when I purchase it day one. Okay, real talk, how is this something published by Nintendo? If this was released during the Wii era, it'd be in the bargain bin within a couple months at latest. But don't worry, Nintendo's still happy to charge you full price online. Plants vs. Zombies, who cares? Miitopia? That's awesome! I played the demo on the 3DS and really enjoyed what I played, but I never got around to picking the full game up, so never mind. Seriously? $50?
That sounds pretty darn good!
No, it doesn't. This was a game released in 2016 for $10 less than you're offering now. I don't care if it's upscaled or has a horse in it. Anything more than $25, maybe $30 is just silly. Well, can't wait for this game to sell like 10,000 copies. Anyway, on to Animal Crossing. The Mario update looks pretty awesome. If I were still playing this game, this would definitely be something to look forward to. After that, we got a trailer that lasted way too long, showing off Project Times New Roman. Honestly, this was a snooze fest for me. As an outsider, I don't really see how it's that different from Octopath Traveler. Really, the only thing I care about is who keeps getting paid money to make these logos. Moving back to headlines, I won't even mention a lot of these. Pretty much the only interesting things here were Hades getting a physical release, nice, Ninja Gaiden getting a collection, Hyrule Warriors DLC, and why not throw in another Times New Roman game too? Honestly, those 10 minutes were pretty slow for me. Then Eiji Aonuma came on screen and told us that if we wanted news on Breath of the Wild 2, we weren't getting them. What he did show us though was a port of Skyward Sword. Now, as someone who borrowed the game from a friend and never finished it, I'm not really willing to pay full price for a game I can get for $20 on the Wii U, and it seems a lot of people feel the same way. But I will say that it isn't the most offensive price hike they've done, and it doesn't really matter because it's gonna sell crazy well anyway. Oh, and we're getting new Joy-Con designs, so that's pretty awesome. But anyway, the last announcement we got was Splatoon 3, slated for 2022. I gotta admit, this was a pretty big surprise for me. I feel like if they wanted to, they could have just kept on supporting the second game for as long as they wanted. So if they're making a full-on sequel, they better have some interesting improvements besides simple aesthetics. But who am I kidding? I love Splatoon 2, so I'm for sure picking this one up. After the direct ended, I legit had a hard time processing what we just learned. Like, I'd just be thinking about something else, and then I suddenly remember and my mind was blown all over again. So as you can probably tell, I walked away from the presentation with pretty mixed opinions. I'd definitely say it wasn't the worst one we've had before, but for a presentation lasting nearly an hour, there was shockingly little to get excited about. Counting major first-party announcements, we got Pyra and Mythra for Smash, Mario Golf, Skyward Sword HD, and Splatoon 3. Of those announcements, one of them isn't even a game, one of them is a port, and Mario Golf, as neat as it looks, is a lower tier franchise. Splatoon 3 was pretty hype, but it's not coming until next year. Not to mention a lot of stuff was overpriced. The third parties could have easily taken up half the time they did, and Project Triangle strategy went on too long, at least for my liking. And here's the thing, every direct appeals to various groups. Some may think it's great, and others may think it's a waste of time. You can't please everyone. But a lot of the franchises they showed here were so niche that I think a lot of people felt burned after 3 partner showcases. On the flip side though, I think people definitely got their expectations up too high. It's only February, Nintendo's got a nice schedule planned for the next few months, and we still have E3 season to look forward to. I think a lot of people forgot that while Directs definitely had hype moments, they always had some less exciting ones. The partner showcases weren't anything new, they were just segments that people would normally forget about. So I think so far as disappointment is concerned, there is blame on both sides. The fans got overhyped, and the Direct had limited appeal and felt bloated. If I were to give this Direct a personal score, it'd probably be a 6 or maybe a 7 out of 10. But at the end of the day, so long as the next Direct is better, I'm willing to simply write this one off as not for me. Besides Splatoon 3, of course, I'm gonna be thinking about that all year. But anyway, that's my take on the controversy. Let me know what you think of all this, and until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.